Good morning, everybody. Hi, welcome to Colorful Threads Embroidery and a Sunday fun day. Welcome if you are new, welcome returning people, all of my beautiful clients. I wanted to say good morning. So, I had someone message me on my stitching on the cap bill, right? So I had someone message me that they do not have the Fast Clamp Pro in order to do this. So today we are going to be going over alternate ways of stitching on the bill of the hat, different types of hoops. So I collected the other hoops that I have that I think will clamp it and hold it the best, because hooping is always the issue. So if you are new here, periodically we're going to be doing the thumbs up. So if you find anything with my video today helpful at all, do please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know when I go live in the future, you're going to hit the bell and make sure you select all. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get those notifications. So, yeah. All right. Let me see. I just finished getting everything kind of retooled, so let me keep my Allen wrenches out. I'll put my tool bag away, guys. All right, here I'm gonna give you this. So, all right, alternate hoops for stitching on the bill of the hat. So the goal is to clamp this cardboard. Now, if you find one that's plastic, you might not want to sew through that one. It doesn't sew as well because it's too hard. So the goal of hooping in general is to hold something stable while you sew a design and get good registration with that design, right? So that's what we're going to try to do. It's alternate ways to hoop this guy so that we can get good sewing. Woo, earthquake. So I picked out a couple of hoops that I have. I don't have any of the gray hoops that would come with your machine, the round ring inside of a ring hoops. And I don't own any magnetic hoops, and I don't think they would work because they still follow that same principle of your fabric doing this kind of a motion through. So we're just not even going to try those. What we are going to try is I have this beautiful slimline. Now, the slimline looks like this, and it's got window like this. I may or may not have chosen the correct window. That's okay. We'll figure that out. Because I'm going to include all the troubleshooting today. So, I'm also going to be listing this particular hoop on my website for sale, and I have two other windows that are going to go along. I think maybe it's one other window that's going to go along with this for sale, because I realized I had two. So if you don't have one and you need one after today's video, there's going to be one on the website. The other hoop that I have is the fast frame. If you have your fast frame with the 7-in-1, I think this window is going to be a bit large, but this is just what I had on the machine. I think what I may end up trying to use is going to be one of these smaller windows. I think this is like a 4x5. Maybe it's a 4.5x4, something like that. So these are the hoops that I have. And this is what we're going to get started with. So let's leave that down there. Leave that there. And I'm going to change this window out. Maybe. Okay, I can't grip this. Fussing with my, I guess I tightened my screw too tight. So I'm trying to get it loose. And the one thing I don't have is very good grip like this. Okay, where's my tool bag? I need pliers. Let's see. That one looks like it will do good. I think this one's gonna still be a bit, this one might work. I'm just kind of laying it on there and just kind of looking at it and feeling like if I clip it here and here, will that hold it tight enough? So I'm just kind of looking for the right hoop that I want to try to use. And this one will work as well. So I think I'm just going to go with the smaller one because I don't need the big round one. It was just a hoop to bring. Let's see. Cool morning chat. Good morning. Yes, cool morning chat. It's actually sprinkling outside here in Florida. Say again? Good? Good morning chat. Okay, good morning chat. Now I see it. I have to move my glasses up on my face so you can see it. Where's the chat over there? Oh, no. See that? See how that heart covers it? That's the problem I always end up when I'm like trying to read it and I say I can't read it. Okay, window. So I have the fast frame. So let me pick that hoop. I am working on the Summit, obviously. This would also be the, you could use any machine that has these hoops available. So we're talking the Bernina E16, we're talking the Bravo, we're talking any of the Amaya, the XT, XTS, the EMT 16. Where is the slim line? Here it is. And that is the 4 by, off of centimeters, 5 by 4. Check mark. Center my hoop. There we go. So I can get my hoop out here where I can see it good. So basically, I mean, the goal is just to hold it in place. I don't necessarily think you need like sticky backing with this hoop because we're not using any backing. There's no stabilizer needed because once you have this thing locked in place, it's not gonna move. So I'm really just trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it under here and then what kind of clips maybe I would use. Let's see what I have down under here. Ooh, patch fabric. I have a little collection of clips. I'm trying to get 2 down here. Hidden. All right, so everybody who has a hat driver should have these kind of clips here. So I'm going to pull out a few of those. And if you don't, or you might have in your collection some clips like this, regular bulldog clips. These are going to be for balloons. They're not going to be tight enough. These are going to probably be a little too small. If you have these little guys, they're going to be strong enough, but I don't think they're going to open wide enough and get, deep enough in. So just kind of look at your clips, see what you have available. But everybody should have these. The bent hat clips that come with your hat, the fabulous wide angle cap frame clips. These guys are amazing. Whatever you do, don't lose these. Last time I priced them, they were $1.45 a piece because they're custom made. All right, let's get our hat in here. Good morning. Can't wait to see you come up with. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay. Let's see, that might not go deep enough. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I think the binder clip is going to be my best bet. Ooh, Drew, hand me those two pink clips right there. Yeah, these clips. These kind of clips here. I think I got these at Dollar Tree. Let's try them on this side. Can it get deep enough in? Yep, got deep enough in to hold it. That one in, yep. All right. So I was able to get those two clips on that side, and that's holding. And I'm just kind of grabbing the hat itself and shifting it left and right, moving it front to back. And I'm not feeling any movement, which means this will sew well, and my registration will come out. All right. So I'm liking this hoop. So let me take this out and kind of show you guys what it looks like. So this is what I got going on, trying all the different clips. And this is the goal here. You want your clip to go all the way back to here. And see, this one came right on it, just big enough. But these were a little too short. So if I was to be doing this job and getting ready, I would make sure I had 4 of these, and I would be doing it with these. See how well that clips on there and holds? 4 of those would be beautiful. That's what you're trying to come up with. Hold that hat stable so it doesn't move. Okay. So, any questions? Everybody's good? Looks good? All right. I'm just unclipping everything. All right, I got my hat free. So, this was a great success. The fast frame and this 4x5 window. 4x5 window? 5x4 window. 5x4. Okay. And that is selected. All right. Fast frame is a success. That will work and get the job done. Now then, let me take my hoop arms off because these slim line, this guy mounts onto our machine. Screws, take my other one out over here. Okay, I need this machine on number 9. Let me change my hoop. Remember, always change your hoop. So this is the 5x6 window, I believe. There we go. Let's see. 5x3.5. 5x8. This is like 7. Six and a half. Let's see. Yeah, 6.5. All right, it's this one. 6.5 by 6.5. Okay, and you see my design is way out, so we're gonna center the hoop, make everything safe. Maybe. No, that is definitely not right. That is not the right hoop. Huh. 6x5 slim. Oh, slim line 2. I'm on the slim line 1. That's why. Slim line 1. Now center. That's better. That looks better. All right, now that we got safety concerns out of the way, let's open this clamp. See how this is hitting here. So beware. Slide my bill in here. Let's see. I think right there should work. Clamp that down. It's going at an angle a little bit. This hoop might be a little big. I think I need a smaller hoop. Drew, can you do me a favor? What do I have down there in my hoop bin? Nothing that goes with this. No. Okay. Do I have a bin down there that's for patches? What do I got in that? Oh yeah, that. Do I have any more hoops that look like this in that bin? Okay. Here's my other one. Okay. So I'm going to switch this hoop out. I think it's a little too big and it's not holding the bill good enough. The bill's wanting to go up. Danger. All right, so take this top out. Loosen this screw. Where's my pliers? I'm not even going to try to hurt myself. And I purposefully didn't try to do any of this beforehand just so that I can show you guys like what the troubleshooting is all about and like fiddling with it until you get it right and you get it on there, and that's all part of it, right? And then once you get it, you're set, you're golden, you're ready to go. So this one is a little bit narrower, but that's okay. We just it just so happens that I don't have every hoop for this set, so I would use whichever hoop will let me get the best design for the client, right? Because that's what it's all about, is getting all this stuff ready for a client who's wanting to build their hat done. Maybe you're wanting to do the numbers for sports team and you're wanting to put like, 47 on the side over here for them, you'd be able to just pop that in, line it up however you're going to line it up, because there's lines. I like to put masking tape on and draw the marks on the masking tape so that when I'm done with that project, I can peel the tape off, so I'm not marking up my hoops, because you would have 1,000 marks and then you're going to get distracted by all these 1,000 marks, right? So this looks like it would do very well. It's going to hold and clamp everything down nice and snug. Again, I'm just limited by the size of my window and the size of my design. So I think if I change this hoop, it's not going to fit. On line 1, 3.5 by 5. Yeah, my design is way too big for this hoop, but that's okay. The biggest thing is getting your hat on there and stable so that it doesn't move. This hoop would give me the biggest range for doing the side and rotating like this very easily. So I think I like the clamp one better than the fast frame, but either one would work, right? It's all about how big a window do you need and for the logo or design that you're sewing. All right, what do we have? Morning all. Hi, Marianne. Hi, welcome. So, did this help you? Do you have an idea now, at least what you're trying to go for as a goal whenever you're hooping the bill of your hat? And what you can get done, right? That's the whole thing. So the other thing is there's one more hoop that I'm going to try, which is my big hoop down in the bottom. So let me dig some stuff out from underneath my machine so I can get to my hat hoop. The original video that we saw for this was with hat hoop. All right, last but not least, the last box in the back of the bottom of my machine. All right, my hat driver stuff. Okay, got my hat driver out. Let's put our hat driver on. All right, don't forget, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Okay, driver. That off, hat driver on. Voila. Voila. When this all started, there was a random Facebook group. I don't even know. I'm in so many groups. And someone had posted a video of our machine could do this. And my answer was yes. Let me start by selecting the right hoop so that I can get the driver, the carriage forward. We are selecting our regular wide angle cap frame. Let me center this. Brings the carriage forward. My driver on. Screws are not wanting to play to us today. All right, there we go. All right. This right side was like, I'm gonna fight you. All right. So, our wide angle cap frame. I saw where someone had clamped the hat with this. So I'm gonna just, of course, what that does is it means you can't sew on the very tip of your bill, and normally I would have my gauge out. And that apparently needs to be tighter. Going tighter. Nope, that one's even looser. Oh, I have my strap all the way out, that's why. So adjustments to your strap here, there's 3 screws here, and I needed to move mine out, which makes it a lot looser. I don't know what hat I was doing, but I needed more space to be able to clamp it down. So that's why mine are all so loose. All right. But basically, they had it on here. They put it down and strapped it down. And then they were sewing. And this is all about your hoop limit and I need to take up the slack a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Will it trace? That would trace and sew. So does the pocket attach to the hat driver? Does the pocket attach to the hat driver? Pocket hoop. So if it's the curved one, Drew, go into my studio in the house on the wall, and you're gonna see a half looking little metal frame that's curved like this, hanging on the wall with the rest of the hoops. Grab that hoop. That's the one that she's asking about, or he's asking. Yes, she's asking about. Yeah. So the pocket clamp is a curved hoop, and that does work on the hat driver. So when you have, like, if you're working on the Summit, it has the hoops that you can use on the hat driver on the screen, and the micro clamp, I think that's the one that you're talking about, the micro clamp does go on the hat driver because it is curved. It's meant to go on there, and we could use that hoop as well. See, I've got it. I would have to tighten this hoop up to actually sew, but he's going to bring me that pocket clamp. I don't use it very much, so I don't carry it around in the camper. And that would work as well. So let's do the 3 by the biggest one, because you want sewing field, right? But that would certainly work. You could use that for sure. The pocket clamp. What have I done with the pocket clamp? Thanks, Drew. I appreciate your help. Yes, it's amazing to have a partner who's all on board. Pocket clamp. I have done so many socks with the small one, the small pocket clamp, because there's 3 sizes, right? The smallest one, I've done socks, drink koozies that are stitched together already, and the most, more than pockets on that hoop. The bigger size of the pocket clamp, which is the one I have selected, perfect. Yes, this guy right here, this is what you're talking about, right? This curve to the hoop. Anything curved like this is going to go on the machine, which there's 3 different hoops this size. And then there is the hat back clamp, right? That one would also work. Get this one on there. Open it up. And throw my screw around. Get my screw back on. There we go. We'll get our hat on there. Hat bill. Yep, that would work great, actually. Just tighten that down. That absolutely lets you do the front of the hat. So if you needed to do numbers on the side, or design in the front, you're just limited by the size, right? This is where you get into what size of logo do you need, what hoop do you do. This would be great for putting maybe a little design on the corner of the hat that somebody wants, or a number along the side of the hat. You can certainly turn it sideways. Can you still see this? Turn it sideways. Yeah, turn it sideways and get it in there. As long as when I clamp it, I try to at least get the corner of the hat in there so that it holds it tight, because if you just go over here to the soft stuff, it's not going to hold proper. You want it to not shift. This is where you take one of those damaged hats that are sitting in the bin that everybody has of hats, and you practice. Yeah, that would work great for this. So if you have the pocket clamp, good idea, thank you. So that's 3 different hoops that we've kind of talked about today. To be able to clamp your hat on there and do the bill of the cap. I'm trying to think. So no, that was 4 because we're technically using the hat clamp. So you let's see, I'll put this one here so we can see it. We decided to not use the hat clips because they were too short. Like that, like that, like that. Okay. All right. We talked about the fast frame and clips. Beautiful Dollar Tree clips. And we talked about slimline, clamping it down. We've now talked about pocket clamp. See, sweatband is out of the way, but you could certainly sew right there on a hat beautifully. And we talked about hooping with our hat, regular hat hoop. So yeah, that's 4 different alternate ways to be able to hoop and sew on the bill of your cap. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Any hoop you'd like to see me demonstrate again? Just kind of sorting and straightening a little bit. It gets messy so fast, guys. All right. If you found any one of these hoops, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Helpful. Something you have in your inventory and your stock already that you can use. And again, we're not doing anything with the magnetic hoops because I don't own any. So, all right, I missed the beginning. Do you have a particular hat that is better to embroider on the bill? So I don't have a particular hat. I don't have a particular brand of hat. What you would have to do is figure out what it's made out of. Typically, the bill of the hat is a compressed cardboard. It's a stiff cardboard that's underneath there. I did try to stitch on a hat bill that was plastic, a heavy, hard plastic in there, and I did have problems with it. It gave me a needle break, because the plastic was rejecting the needle so hard, even running slow. So it's not necessarily a particular brand or style, it's what it's made out of. And you really wouldn't know that until you order one, because they're not going to tell you in the description of the hat, because typically nobody's sewing on the bill of the hat. This is a new amazing thing that we can do. And it's just give it a try. This is where you dig out all of those hats you've messed up in the past and practice. I did when I first started, here was my troubleshooting, right, for sewing on it. So previously I did a video where we stitched on plastic file folders. That was probably back in August, right before the school season, so that people could put names and different things on their file folders. So I started with that file because the density is wide and there's gaps, and it did give me a break right here. So I was figuring out my tension. So that's why that looks kind of whatever. And that and this, I think, was a hat that I had gotten at some kind of event or something. One of the ones that was in my junk box, right? So then once I got the tension and the speed all figured out, the rest of this sewed beautifully. And that's when I was like, okay, so I got all that figured out, because you always want to like try. Then I used regular lettering. I tried an angled lettering, and then I tried a very simple design with an outline, and it all lined up beautifully. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you feel strong enough to attempt this now. So that is the whole goal of the videos that I'm doing for you, is to help you with things that you wouldn't normally want to try on your own. And so these hats turned into test hats because they're these like open in the back. I think it's meant for like a ponytail or something. And I bought them and never sold them. So I was like, I'll practice with them. So I'm very happy that I was able to help today. I think we've covered the subject. So we'll go over the hoops one more time. The pocket clamp. We went over using the regular wide angle cap frame. Everybody's got one of these. This is not, so you don't need to buy any extra equipment. I would need to adjust this to sew on it. I think I'll try to do that. Drew, can you work on this while I'm going over the hoops? This right here needs moved from these two screw holes to those two screw holes. See how it takes up an extra ½ inch? Any of my tools here, you need to do that. That would be fabulous help. Okay, so we'll do a little review, and then we're going to stitch on. I'm going to use the regular wide angle cap frame. So in here, pocket clamp. This I'm going to do without even putting it on the machine. This is the slim line. Just going to hold that hat bill in place beautifully for us. It's not going to move and shift. That's what's going to give us good sewing. What do you need? This has 5.5 on it. That's going to be the fat screwdriver, the short fat screwdriver in there. Yep, you got it. The little one's too small. I got this one. All right, so then the other hoop that we tried was the bass frame. And this one we were clipping things down. And I would use 4. I only have two, the little pink ones. But I would use four. I'd use two here and two here. You always want to try to, grip it as best you can. It's going to hold everything in place. It's going to give us a nice big sewing field. So I would be able to do this actual design on here. She's almost done getting our hoop ready. He's doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good. So here's another one that I did a little test design on. What can I help you with? Here, hand it to me. Do I need to do it? Okay. Those are all going to be flat heads. That's the only Phillips head that I have. All right. Well, never mind then. Okay. So, never mind. Just forget it. Just forget about it. It's fine. Never mind. It's all right. We'll do the pocket clamp. That will be fun. Pocket clamp. All right. We're going to do the pocket clamp. So, I need to pick a different design. What do I have that's smaller? I should have something. Oh, we could do the football again. I got a heart. Let's see how. Oh, that's way too big. That ain't gonna fit. That's gonna be big. That's my little snail looking picture. That's gonna be too big. Okay, it looks like the only other thing I have on here is my football. That's fine. We'll do a football. Let's do this black hat. Let's put this football right here on the side of this hat. Okay. Set my colors. Football. What color is my football? Brown. And stitching is white, right? And the outline is black. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do the football in orange because I don't actually have brown up there. All right, orange football. Who cares? It's just a test, right? I need to invest in the hat clamp, like the one I'm using now. Oh, the football's kind of at an angle, huh? All right, let's clamp this down. New clamps. Does it say invest in new clamps? More clamps. Oh, more clamps. See that little heart in the bottom corner? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. He's helping me with mine. Okay, let me trace. Let's see where this football is going to sew. Let's go over a little and up a little and trace. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the little red dot, but we're going to sew right on the corner of the hat here. and I'm at 600 for my speed, and I raised my tension to 15. Let me make sure the bobbin thread is good. And I drew a drop of oil in our hook, because I did not do that yet this morning. There we go. Okay. All right. Presser foot is up and start. So I slowed the machine down because remember we're going through this cardboard sewing pretty good, so I might be able to speed it up a little bit, but once you get to the point where you're having a needle break, you're going too fast. I don't even remember. Do I have in the description of the stuff what my settings were? Did I put that in my description of the video? The original video. No, it's not in the description. No settings. Okay. Alright. Huh? No. I didn't know if I had originally put it in the description, so I'd have to watch my old video to see what settings I was running at before. That's what I was asking. I mean, this is so fun. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already and you're still hanging out, subscribe. If you want to see any future videos, then we're going to hit the bell. And make sure you select all. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to do a trim because the outline is black and the hat is black. So I'm going to move it to the gray, which is 15. 15. And I'm going to go back to the beginning. Alright, and it wants there, but we're going to go to 15. So I went back to the beginning of this and then to the color I want. And I get a stitch break. Of course, see, I tried to do something different. There we go. You're able to change the thread color mid-design. You're able to change the thread color mid-design. Yes, you are. So I just did a couple of things. What machine are you working on, Marianne? What machine are you working on? Do you have the Summit or do you have the Bernina E16? So you can do it either way. It's just different. So if you had the keypad machine, you're just going to you have the XTS. Okay, so you have the XTS, so you have the keypad, and so if you see, so what you saw was it started in black, and I didn't want black. I wanted it to do gray so that I could outline the color. So I'm changing the color mid-design, right, to get that gray so we can see it. So what you're going to do is you're going to stop the machine with your stop button on the keypad. Then you're going to hit the return button. You're going to go back until you get back to the beginning of that color. Back arrow, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the fourth button on the bottom left of the gray buttons, right? So you're going to go back to the beginning of that color. Then you're going to use your needles, the top right button, the needle button, and your left right arrow keys to change physically the machine to whatever color it is that you want to use. And then you're going to hit start. So it only does that for the one color that you immediately change right then. If you want to change it for, future sew outs, because you're doing multiple sew outs, right? If you're doing a production, then after that one, you would want to go in and set your color change in the software. But yes, you can override the current color in a design for just such a situation. So I'm glad I was able to give you a new trick. That's great. Yeah, the XTS is an amazing machine. I had an XTS for years before I upgraded to the EMT16. And I had the EMT16. And then when the Summit came out, I had to have the Summit. So I traded in. I think the XTS is still available for trade-in if you're the original purchaser. Thank you. Yay! I'm glad that I was able to give you something. So you definitely got to give me thumbs ups and give me some hearts for the live. The hearts help. Little hearts. And I'm glad that you're subscribed. That's awesome. So I think today we're going to call this video, how long are we into the video? 52 minutes. Yeah, I usually like to keep them about an hour, but I do like the live and the interaction for the questions and stuff that we're doing. So thank you so much, Marianne, for stopping by and hanging out. And I'm glad that you were able to learn something new today. And I will see you next week. Karen's question? Somebody had a question? Is there a video on the needle and thread? Okay, to use for this project, the needle and the thread. So I am using, let's see, I think this one, I'm using 7511 sharp needles. This is something you would want to use a sharp needle for. The thread I'm using is standard polyester thread, your normal 40 weight thread. So I'm not using any special thread, just what you have. And I'm using the needles that are on, which are sharps. I don't use ballpoint needles because the ballpoint needle is going to deflect more. It's not going to pierce that cardboard true enough for this type of project, right? Okay, so I'm glad that I was able to help you. Thank you for all of the wonderful hearts. Thank you for all of the thumbs up, everybody, today. And don't forget to drop a comment in the video of anything that you want to learn next week, because this video is generated by a comment. So have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and we will see you next week. Bye.